What if I tell you that almost 99% of the total knowledge you have stored inside your noggin is either a half lie or a total bullshit? Would you believe it? Let's give it a test. Who do you think was the most evil in World War II? Your answer will obviously be Hitler. You are quite right, but our answer doesn't end here. Hitler killed 6 million Jews. Definitely right, very evil, I condemn that. Hitler instigated World War II. No, actually, before Germany invaded Poland, Japan was already invading and killing the Chinese. Winston Churchill starved 7 million Indians to death deliberately during World War II while exploiting the Indians and their economy to fight the war. He refused to accept the aid given by the US and Australia, allowing peasants who worked hard to produce crops for the army and the people to die of hunger. By the way, here is one of the pictures of the Bengal famine. It's not the Jewish Holocaust, it's the man-made famine imposed by Churchill, the guy who is hailed as a superhero of the World War II. When Germany invaded Soviet Union, Stalin used the policy destroy the meat cutter with more meat, meaning he deliberately allowed the killing of its civilians and soldiers, which led to 27 million Soviet deaths. The Allied forces and Soviet forces rape of German women, and there are thousands of different stories like this that no one cares to know. Similarly, people forget the Treaty of Versailles, which was the root cause of World War II. After all the harsh conditions imposed on Germans by Allies, the post-World War I created a vacuum in the Germans' mind for vengeance, which led to people accepting that rabies-infected dog Hitler as their dictator, because he promised to bring back their lost pride. Are you getting into something now? Let me tell you a theory. Plato's allegory of the cave. Imagine a bunch of people who have been trapped inside a cave since the day they were born. They're all chained up side by side and they can't move or even turn their heads. All they can see is a wall in front of them. Behind them there is a fire, and between the fire and the prisoners there are people walking around carrying objects. Now, as I mentioned you earlier, they can't move, so they can't see those objects. The only thing they can see is the shadows of those objects dancing on the wall in front of them. Now, because they have never seen anything else, they believe those shadows are real. If a shadow of a horse shows up, they think that shadow is a horse. To them, the whole world is just a moving shape dancing on a wall in front of them. But imagine one of the prisoners break free. At first, the light from the fire blinds him. He is slightly confused. But slowly he realized the shadows weren't real at all. They were just reflections. If he steps out of the cave, he sees the real objects for the first time. He discovers sun, trees, and all the things that were surrounding them all that time. Now if he comes back and tells the other prisoners of a reality, they laugh at him. They think he is a psycho. What do you mean shadows aren't real? We have seen them our whole lives. This is reality. They rather stay blind with what's familiar than to seek the truth. The reality is that people are not willing to accept the actual reality because they fear that they are going against the majority. Before 1925, for at least 1,000 years, scientists believed that there is only one galaxy, Milky Way galaxy, in the whole universe. That's it. But in 1925, Edwin Hubble proved the existence of other galaxies as well, thus refusing the existence of only Milky Way. Now we know the current observable universe is 93 billion light years in diameter with trillions of galaxies. And there are studies, there are hypotheses, there are theories which purports that the universe is infinite. People think the bulls hate red. Nope. Bulls are actually red colorblind, meaning he can't distinguish red from other colors. What actually provokes him is the movement of the objects. Cracking your knuckles causes arthritis. Not true. It might annoy people, but it doesn't damage your joints. The message I want to convey here is that human knowledge is mostly illusion. What we know in daily life is just like shadows, the incomplete representations. Truth requires breaking free. Seeking truth is painful, confusing, and resisted by others. That's why people cling to illusions. That's why people cling to superstitions. Don't be like them.